After the break, it's time to share another moment with Five Roses. Today we chat to businesswoman and entrepreneur Refiloe Seseane about her continued commitment to excellence by empowering women in underprivileged communities through her 1828 projects and her inspiring plans for the Global Entrepreneurship Week in South Africa. I've also made a delicious pot of Five Roses African Queen Tea from their infusions range so we can sip and chat. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Five Roses blends only the top 2 leaves of the finest Ceylon teas. Because nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Refiloe Seseane is the founder of 1828, the award-winning woman-led non-profit organization that empowers young women from disadvantaged backgrounds. She's also been involved in world-renowned organizations like Barack and Michelle Obama's Young African Leaders Initiative and is currently working as the Foundation Relations Manager for Alan Gray Orbis Foundation, which focuses on the commitment to entrepreneurial excellence amongst young people in South Africa during Global Entrepreneurship Week. Well, that is such a mouthful.
I know.
You are my spirit animal.
Amazing. Refiloe, you've always been such a driven young woman, and your commitment to excellence just shines.
Thank you.
How has that shaped your life?
Well, it's been something that's pretty much been a part of who I am as a child. I grew up with people who really valued education and who made sure that I excelled academically and excelled in terms of my schoolwork and my leadership role. So I think I've pretty much carried that ethos ever since I was a child, really, and that's what brought me to where I am. Although I wonder about the word driven, Bonnie. I think we'll call it sleep deprived. Let's say that driven is a euphemism for sleep deprived.
Same thing.
You look fabulous for being sleep deprived. How has 1828 changed, though, or grown, I suppose, from 2009?
Well, we started in 3 high schools in Vosloorus on the East Rand, where I'm from. And since then, we've grown to 11 high schools in 6 townships across Gauteng, and we've reached close to 4,000 girls. That's through our life skills workshops, which we co-design with the life orientation teachers, and we're giving girls access to higher education post-matric. There's a lot of girls who are academically competent, but because of, financial constraints or the lack of mentorship and guidance, feel that there's no opportunities for them post-matric. So we go into a school where we know that the girls have got potential, and we really work and develop and harness that potential so that when they finish matric, they have access and better opportunities.
Yeah, but how does it work? Do you pick and choose who you are mentoring, I suppose, or do girls come to you?
Well, we've got 3 main focus areas.
Yeah.
It's the life skills workshops, which I mentioned, and that's for girls in grade 11 and grade 12. And then we've got a mentoring program called Big Sister, where they're matched to a professional woman. And there they get exposure to different careers, they get support, which they may not necessarily be getting at home. A lot of our girls are the first in their families to finish grade 12, let alone even access higher education.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's very important for them to get that psychosocial support from someone who's been on that journey and who's now in a career that they aspire to get into. Then we've got the financial assistance, which I mentioned, that covers tuition, textbooks, a living allowance, as well as accommodation for a full undergraduate degree of either 3 or 4 years.
That's absolutely
I'm going to be you when I'm there.
That's incredible. Especially in light of the Fees Must Fall saga that has just taken place in our country.
It's very frustrating, I think, when you know that there are young people who are willing to learn, but because of the financial constraints are not able to, access education. So we try as much as we can to provide the support that they are not ordinarily getting from other avenues and provide it to them.
Now let's get to talking about Global Entrepreneurship Week.
Absolutely.
Why is it important to foster a culture of entrepreneurship in our communities?
Well, I think just going back to what you touched on with the hashtag Fees Must Fall, back in the day when I was at university, if you had a university degree, it was almost a guarantee that you would find employment, post-varsity. Nowadays, there aren't that many guarantees, and we're looking to entrepreneurship to actually create the jobs, to create employment, and to grow our economies, because these are the people who we hope ultimately will have high-impact businesses that will change a lot of the socioeconomic issues that we're faced with. And my role currently at the Orbis Foundation, because of their commitment to grooming entrepreneurial excellence and finding young people who've got that potential, it's all about making sure that in addition to accessing traditional or mainstream education, you're also getting the toolkit and the entrepreneurial skills and the entrepreneurial education to then become an entrepreneur post-varsity.
And to create opportunities
For
and
others,
create
absolutely.
employment. for
Don't you
people
think
around
it's so exciting, though? Like, I think when we were in school or at university, we were always taught, you know, get a degree and become hireable, be able to
Get
work
a
for
job,
a corporate,
yeah.
get a safe job. And now I think if I had to give any advice to people, it would be go the entrepreneurial route.
Well, I think it just depends on which side you look at it, Junie, because some people would prefer not to take that risk because
Yeah, that's
entrepreneurship
true.
is risky as much as there are great
Yeah.
rewards that are attached to it. But for the most part, we need to take away that safety net or that sense of comfort that just because you have a degree, you're guaranteed employment. It doesn't work like that. We know what the youth unemployment rates are in
Yeah.
our country.
Yeah.
We're seeing a big drop in terms of our own entrepreneurship numbers from 2014 to this year. So we really have to start inculcating a whole culture of self-starters, of people who believe in themselves, of people who are passionate, because I think that you will always be entrepreneurial about something you're passionate about, right?
Right.
But beyond the passion, you have to have the tools, the skill set, the know-how.
Exactly.
And that's where the entrepreneurship education really becomes something that's indispensable to becoming a success.
What are some of the activities that will be taking place at the Entrepreneurship Global Week?
So Global Entrepreneurship Week happens around the world. There's 140 countries participating. In Africa, there are 36 countries, and we as South Africa are second after to Algeria. We'll be having just under 100 activities. Algeria beat us, they've got 127. But the point is for everyone to become a self-starter, to start something entrepreneurial, which could have the potential of becoming a big, high-impact business, once again, going back to growth, going back to employment. The whole point is for you to become inspired by people who have already started their businesses and to learn and get the tips, the inspiration and advice. So it goes beyond just an awareness campaign around entrepreneurship. It's all about actually building sustainable models, sustainable networks to grow those businesses. And what the Orbis Foundation is doing is challenging all South Africans to make 100 Rand during Global Entrepreneurship Week. And now you can do anything, any product, any service, as long as you can walk away with 100 Rand profit, upload it to the Facebook page, Ellen Gray Orbis, and the page or the idea with the most likes will win 5,000 Rand. So we're really incentivizing people to think more entrepreneurially.
So we didn't tell you, we invited you here, but you have to pay for that tea.
Oh, is that
And
going to be
it's
100 Rand? Is that
And
for
how
making you
young,
100
how
Rand?
young are the entrants? How young can the entrants be? Because I'm immediately thinking of my little boy who's very entrepreneurial, and he would be so excited about entering something like that.
As long as he's entrepreneurial, the earlier they start, the better. We have to start getting kids especially to start thinking more entrepreneurially. Let them
Definitely.
do something fun. They can make cupcakes at school, whatever it is. At Allen Gray, the kids that we take into the program for the scholarship are as young as 12 and 13 years old. So that's when the entrepreneurship education actually starts, which is then running parallel to what they're receiving at high school level as well.
I want to find out about your association with Michelle and Barack Obama, the Young African Leadership.
Well, that took place in 2012
Yeah.
and again in 2011, and that was through a nominations process. What they were looking for were young entrepreneurs on the continent, either social entrepreneurs or commercial entrepreneurs, but you had to be doing something that was socially relevant to communities and young people. And because of my involvement with 1828, that's how I was nominated and took part. So for
Amazing.
Michelle Obama, it was strictly for young African women leaders, but for Barack Obama's program, it was young men and young women, and we went across to the US, spent some time in New York, Washington, D.C., and we got to learn a lot from a lot of organizations in the US that were running similar projects and see what the extent of collaboration could be between us and Africa, the rest of the continent.
Thank you so much for coming through. You are so unbelievably
Yeah,
inspiring.
just
What
amazing.
an amazing woman.
Thank you very much.
You're
Really
Refiloe for
fantastic to be
president.
here.
Yes,
No,
please
no,
be our next president.
You know what they say, you can either be a role model or you can be an example, so I'll try to just be a warning to others.
It's truly humbling to see what we women in South Africa are doing to make a difference, not only to the lives of those we touch, but to the greater community. Women are resourceful, they are committed, and they strive for excellence in whatever they are pursuing. Refiloe is certainly a true heroine of the South African story, and Five Roses absolutely salutes you, and we just are obsessed with you.
Thank you.
And now for our incredible competition. Stand a chance to win a fabulous Five Roses Infusions gift pack of premium long leaf tea and flavor infusions. SMS the keyword Five Roses plus your name and city to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and T's and C's apply and are available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. So until next week, remember, nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
Hello YouTubers, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we've got full episodes available for you. All those really cool interviews we've done, all the cool performances are right over there for you. So all you have to do is click subscribe. It's somewhere over here on this side of my face. Click it right now. Do it.